Good afternoon. The Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation will now come to order, and we welcome everyone for their participation this afternoon. Without objection, the Chair may declare recess at any time, and I would like to say that that Ranking Member Connolly is just running a few minutes late, but we have another member here. We're going to go ahead and get started, give everybody plenty of time, and they'll be rolling in momentarily. I would like to recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. Good afternoon and welcome to the hearing of the Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation. At the very first hearing of this subcommittee held earlier this year, expert witnesses told us artificial intelligence, or AI, is likely to bring disruptive innovation to many fields. AI should instigate economic growth, higher standards of living, and improved medical outcomes. Virtually every industry and institution will feel the impact of AI. Today we'll discuss the impact of AI on the largest, most powerful institution in the nation, the federal government. As we know, the government today performs an ever-expanding swath of activities, from securing the homeland to predicting the weather to cutting benefits checks. Many of these functions could be greatly impacted by AI. That's clear from the hundreds of current and potential AI use cases posted publicly by federal agencies pursuant to an executive order issued under the last administration. Federal agencies are attempting to use AI systems to enhance border security, to make air travel safer, and to speed up eligibility determinations for Social Security disability benefits, just to name a few cases. AI will also shake up the federal workforce itself. We hear a lot about how AI could disrupt the private sector workforce, transforming or eliminating some jobs while creating others. Well, the federal government is the nation's largest employer, and many of those employees work in white-collar occupations. AI is already reshaping because it can perform many routine tasks more efficiently than humans. That will allow federal employees to focus on higher-order work that maximizes their productivity. In fact, a Deloitte study estimated the use of AI to automate tasks of federal employees could eventually yield as much as $41 billion in annual savings by reducing required labor hours. A separate study by the Partnership for Public Service and the IBM Center for the Business of Government identified 130,000 federal employee positions whose work would likely be impacted by AI, including 20,000 IRS tax examiners and agents. That, of course, begs the question whether we need to hire tens of thousands of new IRS employees when AI could transform even or replace the work of much of its current staff. I think every American could agree with that. AI can make government work better, but it's still just a tool, albeit an incredibly powerful one, and like any tool, can easily be abused when used for the wrong purposes or without the proper guardrails. AI systems are often fueled by massive troves of training data that flow through complex algorithms. These algorithms can yield results and their own designers are unable to predict and struggle to explain sometimes, and we're learning this in real time. So it's important we have safeguards to prevent the federal government from exercising an inappropriate bias. We also need to ensure the federal government's use of AI does not intrude on the privacy rights of its own citizens. The bottom line is we need the government to harness AI to improve its operations while safeguarding against potential hazards. That's why Congress enacted the AI in Government Act in late December of 2020, soon before the current administration took office. That law requires the Office of Management and Budget to issue guidance to agencies on the acquisition and use of AI systems. It also tasks the Office of Personnel Management with assessing federal AI workforce needs. But the administration is way overdue in complying with the law. OMB is now more than 2 years behind schedule in issuing guidance to agencies, and OPM is more than a year overdue in determining how many federal employees have AI skills and how many need to be hired or trained up. I will also say in the administration's cybersecurity plan before it was made public, I asked the question pointedly to the administration if AI was even included in it at the time, and it was not. It's mentioned 3 times fleetingly, very casually in that document today. The administration's failure to comply with these statutory mandates was called out in a lengthy white paper issued by Stanford University AI Institute. The paper authors also found that many agencies had not posted the required AI use case inventories. Others had omitted key use cases, including DHS omitting an important facial recognition program. The Stanford paper summed up the administration's noncompliance with various mandates by concluding America's AI innovation ecosystem is threatened by weak and inconsistent implementation of these legal requirements. Most of the AI policy debate is focused on how the federal government should police the use of AI by the private sector. But the executive branch can't lose focus from getting its own house in order. It needs to appropriately manage its own use of AI systems consistent with the law. This subcommittee will keep insisting the administration carry out laws designed to safeguard government use of AI. And I'm developing further legislation to ensure federal agencies employ AI systems effectively, safely, and transparently. We have a huge opportunity before us, and I would love to see us harness the technology that is rapidly evolving. I expect this hearing will help inform many of these efforts. And with that, we're going to go to our witnesses, and when Ranking Member Connolly comes in, we'll give him time for his opening statement. I'm pleased to introduce our witnesses for today's hearing. Our first witness is Dr. Arthi Prabhakar, Director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy and Assistant to the President for Science and Technology, earning her the designation as the President's Science Advisor. Dr. Prabhakar is also the first science advisor to be nominated to the President's Cabinet. This is Dr. Prabhakar's first appearance as a witness before Congress since her Senate confirmation last year. We're pleased to have you here today. I'm grateful that you showed up. I will tell you, not everybody does. And they sometimes send the undersecretary, the undersecretary, the assistant to the assistant. And it's refreshing to have someone actually show up that we've asked for. And I just want to thank you for your time today. Our second witness is Dr. Craig Martell, Chief Digital and AI Officer with the Department of Defense. And our third witness is Mr. Eric Hyson, Chief Information Officer with the Department of Homeland Security. We welcome everyone. We're pleased to have all of you here this afternoon. So pursuant to Committee Rule 9G, the witnesses will please, if you'll stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Let the record show the witnesses all answered in the affirmative. So we appreciate all of you being here today and look forward to hearing your testimony. I would like to remind the witnesses that we have read your written statements and they will appear in full in the hearing record. Please limit your oral statements to 5 minutes. As a reminder, please press the button on your microphone in front of you so that it's on and members can hear you. When you begin to speak, the light in front of you will turn green. After 4 minutes, the light will turn yellow. And when the red light comes on, your 5 minutes has expired, and we would ask you just please wrap it up for us. All right, so with that, I'm going to yield to our ranking member of the subcommittee, Mr. Connolly.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I got 3 subcommittee hearings today and 2 caucus meetings, so I'm a little bit out of breath, but thank you. Thank you for accommodating me. Earlier this week, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer held his inaugural AI Insight Forum, and Senator Hickenlooper held a hearing on the need for transparency in artificial intelligence. Today, our subcommittee returns for a second hearing on AI to discuss its uses within our own federal government. I think it's very clear all members of Congress are interested. I'm not sure it's clear how much members of Congress know about it. This subcommittee is proud to continue its historical leadership in the AI space. As many of you know, former subcommittee chair Will Hurd held a 3-part hearing series on artificial intelligence, and the late former chairman Elijah Cummings focused more narrowly on facial recognition. These initiatives show that, if done right, the federal government can leverage AI to better serve the public. For example, several federal agencies are already using AI technologies to cut costs, improve constituent services, and strengthen existing systems. The United States Cyber Command and the Department of Homeland Security, for example, employ AI technology to protect our networks and counter cyber attacks. The United States Postal Service is currently piloting an autonomous vehicle project that employs AI technology. The Department of Housing and Urban Development and the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services are using AI chatbots to facilitate communication with the public looking for help from the agency. However, like all new tools, if used improperly, AI could result in unintended consequences. For example, automated systems can inadvertently perpetuate societal biases such as faulty facial recognition technology or opaque sentencing algorithms used by our criminal justice system. AI can also threaten jobs, proliferate misinformation, and raise serious privacy concerns. That's why I applaud the Biden administration for proactively taking significant steps to ensure transparency in the government's use of AI. Last October, the White House released a blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights to ensure the protection of civil rights in the algorithmic age. Prior to that, the National Artificial Intelligence Initiative Act codified the establishment of the American AI Initiative and the National AI Advisory Committee. This subcommittee looks forward to hearing an update from the panelists before us on the joint work with the Secretary of Commerce to advise the White House on that AI policy. Everybody can agree the government has a colossal responsibility in developing the necessary guardrails to curb the risks of this incredible technology while allowing it to flourish. This committee must hold federal agencies accountable to ensure that they're making appropriate choices about whether and when AI is right for their mission. The federal government must also intentionally train, recruit, and maintain a workforce that's comfortable and competent with this technology. That's why the chairwoman and I worked to pass the AI Training Expansion Act of 2023, H.R. 4503, out of our committee, and would expand AI training within the executive branch. Really important. And I commend my colleague for that bipartisan collaboration. AI is already changing the world around us in so many ways, and we need to step up to the challenge and mitigate the risks. The federal government needs to ensure this technology is created, deployed, and used in a safe, ethical, productive, and equitable manner. And with that, I yield back. Thank you, Madam